Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this conversation. This Jeannie Mai and Jeezy divorce is just going to get uglier and uglier until it is finalized. And it doesn't look like anybody is trying to do this in a quick and amicable way. It's not the regular Hollywood divorce filings of irreconcilable differences when it's pretty much, either one or both of them are tired of each other and they don't want to really get into specifics. They don't want people all up in their business. So let's just say irreconcilable differences. Okay. But, Jeannie Mai, she put some information out there via the court documents alleging that Jeezy has been physical with her. And now Jeezy is like, listen, enough is enough. I can't take this anymore. So he's responding and he's saying that she's trying to tarnish his image and negatively impact his reputation. So according to TMZ, he submitted documents to the court alleging that she seeks revenge because he declined to have another child with her. The document showed what appeared to be WhatsApp conversations between him and Jeannie, whom he labeled as Monaco's mom in the app, which is like, you didn't have her listed as wifey, wife, my girl, my love, not even as Jeannie. You had her listed as Monaco's mom? Wow. So he had checked out for a while, it sounds like. Like, seriously? In the docs, Jeannie shares screenshots of her ovulation calendar from the Flow app, hinting that the two had biz to handle. She wrote, well, tomorrow's when my eggs do what they do, so you got one job, Captain. Wow. As previously reported, she claimed in a previous filing that Jeezy is prone to explosive outbursts, excessive drinking, and DV. She further said that Jeezy choked her out, called her out of her name, and claimed that he couldn't wait to divorce her. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I said this before. I am not doubting that those things happen, because when someone is so hell-bent on having a social media relationship where that's pretty much what this had become, it started that way. Let's just be clear. And they're so about image, they could be getting their ASS's beat in private, but in public. I'm telling you, people in regular life do this stuff. In public, they don't want anyone to know. They don't want to look and appear as being weak, which is sad because no person should look at a woman like that, in that way. But some people do. Oh, she's just there for the money, or they'll say things to make it feel like, well, look, I really don't have an out, or they have become accustomed to the life and the lifestyle that they are living. So they rather suffer the bumps, the beats, and the bruises to continue to live that lifestyle. And even though Jeannie was somebody that was already in the public eye, she was on The Real, and she had done other stuff prior to that, Jeezy was the one that had more money, honestly, than she did. But both of them helped each other. She helped to give him more of a softened image where he's going on The Real. He's doing these things that people didn't really see of him before. People just really saw him as a snowman and a hardcore rapper. If anyone even really knew about him, that I feel helped him to cross over, if you will, being connected to Jeannie, period. So I'm not doubting the things that she's saying. I'm not saying that the things that she's saying are lies, But what I'm saying is I believe them, and I believe that she was willing to sacrifice that stuff because it wasn't to the point where it was her having to go to the hospital and and things like that. It's sad, but a lot of people, they will measure the abuse that they're receiving by the hands of the person that they like, love, or tolerate on whether I passed out. If he choked me, did I pass out? And you might be saying, are you serious? But listen, yeah, people do this. Did I have to go to the hospital? Did I have to call the police? Did I, seriously, people will do this. So TMZ reports that in his latest filing, Jeezy asked the question, if I was so dangerous and, physical, why were you trying to have another baby with me? And he recently took to Instagram saying that the allegations were false and deeply disturbing. The allegations are not only false, but also deeply disturbing, especially coming from someone I loved. This malicious attempt to tarnish my character and disrupt my family is ridiculous. It's disheartening to witness the manipulation and deceit at play, and at this time, my main concern is being an active father to our daughter as I continue to fight for court-mandated joint custody. Rest assured, the truth will prevail through the proper legal channels. And in the court documents, he slammed Jeannie as the real hot-tempered person in the relationship, suggesting she's used to dating more passive guys. And he spilled that she's been keeping their daughter away from him, not giving him a chance to see her at all. Now, I can believe that too. I'm not saying that she was lying about the things that she was saying, but I'm also saying that they both were problematic. Both of them, I believe. Listen, this is just my belief. Of course, I wasn't there, but I believe that they've both been problematic with each other in the relationship, and they chose to tolerate a lot for this in private for the sake of what they had going on in public, as well as what they had going on financially together. Period. End of story. And I know it's not the end of story for them, but I wanted to talk about this because I definitely believe both of them. I really do. I don't believe that Jeezy was this stand-up individual and she's just out here just saying all these lies about him. I believe those things definitely were happening, but she chose to tolerate them, and that she actually wasn't as in fear of her life as she might try to make it seem in the court documents. Because there are some people, women, who have experienced the knocks and the bumps and the bruises from the guy that they like or love, or they're, physically pleased by in other ways, and or financially pleased by with this person. And so they could be experiencing those bumps, knocks, and bruises and still say, you know what, I'm good. I'm not in fear of my life. It's true. It happens. And I definitely do believe that Jeannie was hot-tempered. I do believe that. I do believe it. So they both were problematic, period. And speaking of problematic, I haven't talked about Shirley Strawberry and Nesto in a while because honestly, the phone calls from prison, it just became too much for me. I just was like, I cannot go down this rabbit hole. It's just way too deep, and it was exhausting, and I just stopped talking about them. But I haven't forgotten. I've been getting the news. I've been getting the alerts. I've been getting the updates. But why is Shirley Strawberry still doing strawberry letters on the Steve Harvey Morning Show? I had a conversation with one of my friend clients the other day, and she told me that Shirley is still doing the strawberry letters on the Steve Harvey Morning Show. I haven't listened to the Steve Harvey Morning Show in ages. Years ago, when I used to be a legal assistant back in the day, I remember driving in the mornings to work and having the radio on, and I would either have the Steve Harvey Morning Show on or Tom Jordan Morning Show, or one of those morning shows that used to come on the radio back in the day. I remember back in the day then saying, Shirley is not answering any real letters. They have to be making these letters up that she's reading on the air. I don't believe that these are real people that are writing these letters. I said that back in the day. So when my friend client told me that she's still doing strawberry letters, I said, you know what? I said years ago that they were doing fake letters. If she's still reading letters on air, they have somebody that's making those letters up, because you cannot tell me with what has been exposed about her husband, the fraud and all of those different things, and how she's been pretty much a fool for this man, that she is giving relationship advice. Not only is she giving relationship advice, that anyone is actually seeking advice from her. You have got to be kidding me. But yeah, she says she's still doing strawberry letters. But listen, she's filed for divorce. And after it was revealed that he was still married to his first wife, Edith Williams, why should she have to file for divorce? It should just be an annulment. I don't know. But I remember when Chronicle Speaks revealed that she found out via actually a woman that reached out to her that said that she was still married to Ernesto. They never got a divorce. I was like, wow. But yeah, he's still married to Edith Williams. And she informed Chronicle Speaks that she is his only wife and provided receipts in the form of a marriage certificate. And the document shared revealed that they have been married for the past 38 years. And ironically, they got married in South Carolina, where I'm from. I was like, wow, this is closer to home than I thought. So, as we know now, he's been charged with bigamy. This man has been doing so much fraud. I don't even know why Shirley has to file for a divorce. But listen, I stand on what I said many months ago when I started talking about this situation. I believe that Shirley was aware of a whole lot more than what she was trying to let on that she was. I believe that Ernesto was providing her, even though fraudulently, but providing her with a lifestyle that she was enjoying. If you heard the phone calls from prison, her talking about her G-Wagon being repoed and how she wanted to get another G-Wagon and she wanted it to be a specific color. And then you see the pictures of them dining out, riding in the cars, just living this fabulous lifestyle. And it's like, girl, I don't know how much Steve Harvey was paying her back then. But being on the radio show, she definitely got the exposure. But in my personal opinion, and this is what I believe as to why Marjorie Harvey did not want her and the other help coming over to her home. Because if you heard that call when she was speaking to Nesto and she was talking about how the home was so beautiful and how this was her first time ever being there and how Marjorie doesn't want anybody in their home, doesn't, allow them to be there. Yeah, I believe a scammer knows a scammer. And allegedly, Marjorie used to be a big one back in the day. That's how she came up, what they call her, Lady Heroine. So, yeah, I believe a scammer knows a scammer. And she also didn't want Shirley trying to push up on her man, because I believe she could detect that Shirley wanted to be in her shoes, not just being a co-host on the Steve Harvey Morning Show, but being a partner is what I believe Marjorie was detecting about Shirley. So Shirley got with this fraud, this liar, Ernesto. And at first, they were saying that Steve was the one that connected the two, but, then it came out that actually isn't the truth. I don't really know what is true when it comes to that, but I do know from what it looked like, Steve facilitated him coming on the radio to propose marriage to her, and she was just so in love and so enthralled by it and just, oh my God, I finally have my Prince Charming. And he was, he was a fraud. Is a fraud that allegedly was doing things with minors, animals, and forcibly on women. And one of those might have allegedly been her daughter. You know, the fact that she initially vouched for him and wrote a letter to the court saying that she wanted him to be released on home release and she trusted him and she is not in fear of him and all of these different things. I truly believe that she was aware of the majority, maybe not all, but the majority of what was going on. And now that the heat has gotten so hot, she wants to separate herself. And rightfully so when it comes to the marriage, because the marriage isn't even legal. They had a wedding, but not a marriage. Because you can have a wedding all day long to somebody. It doesn't make the marriage official, because you have to, one, have the marriage license, have it filed. And two, if you are already married to someone and that marriage was not, it wasn't disintegrated, you did not get divorced and finalized, then the next marriage means not, the next wedding, I should say, means nothing, because the marriage isn't legal. So I believe that she was aware of a number of things. I'm not saying that she knew about every single thing, but I do believe that her desire to live a lavish lifestyle is what really got her caught up, because this woman, you know, from the things that were revealed by Chronicle Speaks, she had, a decent lifestyle. And that's the problem. Some people, they get greedy, and the decent lifestyle that they're living that some people would kill for isn't enough for them, because you start looking at other people and what they have, especially when those people may be closer to you, closer in proximity to you. And Steve is in close proximity to her. So no, she may not have been going over to his home all the time, but she definitely is aware of the life and the lifestyle that he is living. And she was desiring that. That's why envy and jealousy is so dangerous. Because if you don't check it at the door and not allow it to enter into your home, then it could cause you to start doing things that you really shouldn't be doing. And it could cause you to get into a place of, where Shirley is, losing a lot and getting connected with a guy that really didn't have it like that. He was just a fraud. It's just gross, and I hadn't talked about it in a minute, and I just wanted to share my thoughts on it, guys. You can let me know yours in the comment section below. Thanks so much for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye. Maybe we're mistaken.